This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4 on this Friday, the final day of May. I'm joined by Catherine Merck. Great to have you along. We want to get right to the headlines. There are a lot of them. Former President Donald Trump says he will appeal his conviction.
A day after a New York jury found him guilty of all the charges in his so-called hush money trial, Michael George reports from outside of Trump Tower.
Former president and now convicted felon Donald Trump said his team will appeal a New York jury's guilty verdict as he railed against the judge.
We're going to be appealing it on many different things. He wouldn't allow us to have witnesses. He wouldn't allow us to talk. He wouldn't allow us to do anything.
Trump was convicted on all 34 counts of falsifying business records related to a payment his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, made to adult film star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 election to keep her quiet about an alleged sexual encounter. Legal experts say her salacious testimony may be one area the defense targets for appeal.
The defense asked for a mistrial right after that testimony, and I think we can expect to see that again in an appellate brief.
As he has throughout the trial, the presumptive Republican presidential nominee once again claimed without evidence the case was orchestrated by his political rival.
This is all done by Biden and his people.
President Biden, who'd remained silent throughout the trial, pushed back Friday, noting it was a state, not federal case.
Donald Trump was given every opportunity to defend himself, and it's reckless. It's dangerous. It's irresponsible for anyone to say this was rigged just because they don't like the verdict.
Sentencing is set for July 11th, just days before the Republican National Convention. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And as the country reacts to Trump's conviction, we're asking the experts what this could mean for the Trump campaign here in Wisconsin.
And Braden Ross joins us now with what those experts are saying in the aftermath of all this. Braden?
Yeah, Wisconsin is one of only a few states that could actually decide this election. So what does Thursday's conviction mean for Trump here in the Dairy State? Well, the short answer is we'll just have to see. This morning, our team asked political expert Mike Wagner that very question. Here's what he had to say.
In Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, these are the states that are really going to decide the election. A few thousand votes here or there could make the difference. And so something like this, an unprecedented felony conviction of a former president, could be enough for some voters to say, I'm going to stick with the president or just stay home.
Now, Trump has spent the trial and the 24 hours after his conviction continuing to push the message that it was politically motivated. Now, it remains to be seen if that messaging will resonate here with swing voters. Now, coming up tonight at 5, Republican strategist Brandon Scholes weighs in on what's best for the Trump campaign in Wisconsin moving forward.
All right, Braden, thank you. Going to be a crazy 5 months. The weekend is here. Lots happening around town. We need a good forecast to go with it. Jacob Madison is live in Verona, where the 3-day event, Hometown Days, is getting underway. Jacob?
Yeah, it starts at 5 p.m. and I encourage everyone to try and get out this evening. It is going to be gorgeous. Taking a look at the current temperature, 79 degrees. Clouds are rolling in, but when temperatures are this warm, the clouds and the breeze are only making it feel a little bit cooler. And honestly, it does feel a little bit warm out here, but temperatures are going to cool down throughout the evening. So taking a look at the temperatures across our region, we are seeing mostly upper 70s to lower 80s, but throughout the evening, 70s, upper 60s by the end of the evening. As we take a look at the radar, we are also seeing completely dry conditions. We are going to expect quite a bit of cloud cover this evening, but most of the rain will hold off until the late overnight hours into tomorrow morning. And right now there are a few showers and even a few storms out in Iowa and Minnesota. Like I said, though, not going to enter our area until a little bit later. So here's a look at your evening forecast. If you want to come head out here, it's going to be very nice, although it will be a little cloudy. Temperatures are going to be very comfortable, lower 70s to upper 60s. But then as we head towards the overnight hours, that is when we are going to see that rain move in, likely not until we get closer to sunrise. And I do want to point out that the rain is going to be very light, but most of our area will see it. Now, I'll talk more in detail about this rainfall and talk about the alert day we have for next week coming up a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. 4 teenagers are dead, 1 in critical condition after a Dodge County crash early Monday morning.
Our Maddie Heim speaks with their friends as they mourn their loss. Maddie?
Catherine, Eric, those 4 teenagers are Alex Hernandez, Luis Gamillo, Eric Gamillo Calzada, and Ivan Herrera. I sat down with one of Alex's best friends to learn more about the group of friends and their lives. Alex and her boyfriend Luis graduated from Sun Prairie East High School in 2023. Luis's younger brother Eric was an 11th grader at the school. Friends say the 3 were inseparable. Evelyn Winicky, one of Alex's best friends, says she wants Alex to be remembered for her kindness.
She knew everybody and everybody knew her. Like, you would meet her once and then all of a sudden, like, you were just friends with her. She had the best smile and the best laugh.
The group's drive on County Highway TT ended in a collision when the driver failed to stop at a stop sign and a semi traveling on State Road 1660 struck the car. The intersection is labeled as high priority for the Dodge County Highway Department and the Dodge County Traffic Safety Committee due to an abundance of recorded crashes at the spot. A 5th teenager was with the group of friends on Monday. They are currently in the hospital in critical condition. The driver of the semi-truck has been released from the hospital with minor injuries.
It's a terrible tragedy. Maddie, thank you. And today marks 7 years since the deadly explosion at Didion Milling in Cambria. The blast killed 5 people, injured more than a dozen others. An investigation found the mill's operations created hazardous conditions that led to the explosion and that the tragedy could have been prevented if Didion had followed proper safety protocols.
Students in the Edgerton School District had the opportunity to participate in a series of interactive live performances this week. Called Edgerton Empowered, students were given the opportunity to gain the confidence and courage to show off their best singing voices. But they didn't do it without a special guest. Award-winning songwriter Danny Goff, whose work has been featured on Britain's Got Talent, worked with elementary students in workshops throughout the year to compose songs and create music videos.
Well, still to come, as we mentioned, the weekend here. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano checks back in from Verona. All the details about your weekend firstborn forecast.
Plus, more and more Americans are looking to retire abroad as the cost of living soars, but it may not be as simple as it sounds. That's at Live at 4.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
Get an 11% rebate on everything in Menards. Check out our huge selection of Patriot Lighting ceiling fans. They make a beautiful addition to any room while reducing energy costs year-round. This Anetta Matte Black Indoor-Outdoor ceiling fan is $134.97 after rebate. We carry the largest selection of in-stock Hunter ceiling fans. The Allendale LED ceiling fan is available in 3 finishes. Pick it up for just $109.96 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
Stanley Steamer is proud to be the leader in deep cleaning, cleaning over 1 million homes and businesses across America every year, using powerful equipment custom built by us. We'll remove the buildup of dirt, dust, allergens, grime, and contaminants seen and unseen from your home and business. America's professional deep cleaner for over 75 years. It's not clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All you can eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
Welcome back. President Joe Biden has detailed a three-phase hostage deal aimed at winding down the Israel-Hamas war.
It's a three-phase deal proposed by Israel to Hamas militants that he says would lead to the release of remaining hostages in Gaza. Now, the first phase would be a complete ceasefire and withdrawal of Israeli defense forces from Gaza, as well as an exchange of some of the remaining hostages held by Hamas for some of the Palestinian prisoners that are held by Israel. Finally, in phase 3, a major reconstruction plan for Gaza would commence, and any final remains of hostages who've been killed will be returned to their families.
The people of Israel should know they can make this offer without any further risk to their own security because they've devastated Hamas forces over the past 8 months.
Now, a major part of the deal calls for beginning major reconstruction of Gaza. Gaza's health ministry says Israeli attacks have killed 36,000 Palestinians.
Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia has announced he has switched registration to independent. The move raises questions about his political plans since it could help his chances should he seek an elected office again in a state that has turned heavily Republican. Manchin, who is 76, has often been at odds with the Democratic Party, but he played a critical role in helping President Joe Biden get a landmark climate change and health care bill over the finish line back in 2022.
For the first time, the CDC confirms a person infected with bird flu in the U.S. has acute respiratory symptoms. It's the third human case tied to the dairy cattle H5N1 outbreak and the second case at a dairy farm and a dairy farm worker in Michigan. Federal health officials say the latest person with the virus had direct exposure to the infected cattle. They say there's still no evidence of human-to-human spread. But Dr. Celine Gounder, CBS News medical contributor and editor-at-large for public health at the Kaiser Family Foundation, says that possibility can never be ruled out.
We are not aware of any human-to-human cases ever having occurred, but that is precisely how you get the next epidemic or pandemic, is if the virus mutates, adapts to humans, where it can spread human-to-human.
While farm workers near cattle are at risk, the CDC says the general public's risk of getting the bird flu remains very low.
The countdown is on for Saturday's launch of Boeing's new Starliner spacecraft. The final test flight will carry NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams to and from the International Space Station. The expected launch follows a series of delays, including a scrub takeoff earlier in the month because of a valve problem and then a helium leak. The Starliner is currently on the launch pad in Florida and is scheduled to blast off at 12:25 p.m. on Saturday aboard an Atlas V rocket.
So from a station standpoint, from our crew, from our ground teams, we are ready to go fly this mission, and we're excited that we are on the doorstep of this historic mission.
If the launch is successful, it will be the first time Boeing sends humans into space. The Starliner is expected to be docked at the International Space Station for at least 8 days, and then forecasters say Saturday's weather does look good right now, but if the launch is scrubbed for any reason, NASA says it will try again Sunday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
So how does our forecast look for our outdoor activities? Jacob Montesano in Verona, checking out how the weather looks for Verona's Hometown Day celebrations. Jacob?
Well, as I mentioned, this evening is going to be gorgeous. It will be cloudy, but temperatures will be very comfortable. Now, taking a look at the three things you need to know, we are going to see some rain late tonight into early tomorrow, but that should clear out by the evening. By Sunday, we're going to be dry, and high temperatures could possibly reach 80. Now, Monday, we do have an alert day for the possibility of severe weather. Now, once again, taking a look at the current radar, we aren't seeing any precipitation in southern Wisconsin, and we likely aren't going to see any precipitation until we get to those morning hours early tomorrow morning. So taking a look at the rainfall forecast throughout the night, we're going to continue to be very cloudy with some light precipitation moving in around sunrise. And throughout the morning, we'll see scattered light rain, some pockets of moderate to heavy rain, and maybe a few thunderstorms. But we're mostly talking about light showers with this system. And this also will mostly occur during the morning with maybe a few locations, especially east and south, seeing that rain linger into the afternoon hours. Once we get to the evening, however, we are expecting mostly dry conditions, and overall total precipitation will be pretty light. We're only looking at about a ½ inch at most for areas to the south and east that see that rain last a little bit longer. The further north and west you are located, the less rain you will see from this system. But overall, it shouldn't be a huge issue. But temperatures will be a little chilly. They'll only be in the 60s tomorrow. So on top of the rainfall, conditions may not be very ideal, at least early, to spend time outside. Now, talking about the alert day that we have later in the week, this is for severe weather and is for Monday and Tuesday for all of southern Wisconsin. Now, right now, we don't have a clear picture as to which part of southern Wisconsin will see the best chance of severe weather. Right now, we are including the entire area for that. So let's take a look at that forecast for Monday and Tuesday. We are looking dry for Sunday, although we are going to see quite a bit of cloud cover at times. As we get into the overnight hours, Sunday into Monday, we may start to see some of that rain move back into our area. And for Monday, we are expecting some showers and storms possibly throughout the entire day. Now, that may help with the preventing severe weather later in the day, but we still may see a rainy day from morning to evening. So we could see that severe weather during the afternoon especially, but it looks like the evening hours will be the best chance for severe weather overall. And again, we may see that rain early, which may prevent some of that severe weather from forming during the evening. Now, as we get into Tuesday, we are going to see another round of showers and storms, but Tuesday, it looks like we're going to be dry for the first half of the day with those showers and storms moving in the evening, and that may help strengthen some of the storms a little bit. But once again, we'll have a clearer picture as the days get closer to Monday and Tuesday as to which hazards are more likely and which parts of southern Wisconsin will see the most severe activity in general. Now, overall, precipitation is not expected to be massive with Monday and Tuesday system, not like we saw with some of the severe weather last week. We're going to actually struggle to get to a full inch of rainfall over the next 7 days. Now, a few locations to the north and west that see a little bit heavier rain Monday and Tuesday may not have as much of an issue, but overall, we're not going to see widespread 2 to 3 inches like we saw with the storms last Friday and also last Tuesday. So taking a look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, we do have that alert day Monday, Tuesday. Temperatures will remain in the lower 80s through about Wednesday, and then for next weekend they will drop a little bit. So for this weekend specifically, rain Saturday morning, very light rain I should point out, and then in the afternoon and evening we should be mostly dry. Sunday will be a nice day, especially for like the warmer temperatures. Highs will be near 80. Alert day Monday, Tuesday with cooler temperatures by next weekend.
All right, Jacob, thank you very much. It is becoming increasingly expensive to retire in the United States, and because of that, more Americans are looking to retire abroad.
But as good as it sounds to retire on a white sand beach, the simple life may actually include a lot of red tape. Ivan Rodriguez has more.
Over the last 30 years, the number of Americans looking to settle outside of the United States has tripled, according to a 2024 Monmouth poll.
It's more affordable than it used to be.
The number of Social Security recipients living outside of the country increased from 307,000 in 2008 to more than 450,000 in 2022, leading some countries to ease visa requirements to attract foreign retirees.
Retirees from the U.S. often bring with them money that can help support the local economy.
Jennifer Stevens of International Living says expats can find a range of benefits in overseas retirement.
The pace of life can be a lot slower in a lot of other countries than it is in the United States. That because the cost of healthcare is so much lower in a lot of other countries, people have the flexibility to sort of, breathe a sigh of relief and relax.
But getting to the simple life can be complicated. Lori Trowinski of AARP suggests people think about estate planning, currency, taxes, and their investments before making the leap.
Tax prep is very important. Planning for medical care is important. Planning for legal situations is also important.
And if you can get through the administrative hassle, Stephen says the most successful expats keep an open mind.
You have to go with the idea that it is an adventure, and you need to be open to the fact that no place is going to be just like the United States.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Well, coming up next, as we flip the calendar to June tomorrow, there's plenty going on in the 608.
That's right. On State Street, that includes a classic car show. Josh Spreiter gives us a look at this summertime Madison tradition when Live at 4 returns.
Shop the Row Furniture Factory Authorized Sale and save up to half off at Dwellings. Sofas, chairs, sectionals, and ottomans. You choose the style and the fabric, all up to 50% off. Dwellings Interior Design and Home Furnishings. Still Madison's best kept $150 secret.
It all starts with a Chevy truck.
Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something on the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Shop the Row Furniture Factory Authorized Sale and save up to half off at Dwellings. Sofas, chairs, sectionals, and ottomans. You choose the style and the fabric, all up to 50% off. Dwellings Interior Design and Home Furnishings. Still Madison's best kept $150 secret.
Tomorrow marks the return of a summertime tradition in Madison. We're talking about the Cars on State Classic Car Show downtown.
Josh Spreiter is getting a sneak peek at what you can see on State Street on Saturday.
Tomorrow is your opportunity to check out cars like this right here on State Street. We're talking about the 15th annual Cars on State Classic Car Show making its return to State Street in downtown Madison tomorrow. Cass is one of the organizers. Cass, it's good to see you again. Let's talk a little bit about this event and really the significance here in this community.
Well, when we first started this, it was to bring people down because we need business on State Street, and it's gotten so big that we just tend to get 7,000 to 10,000 people coming up and down the street checking out cars. Families come down. It's a good family event. It's family friendly, so it's nice to see a lot of people on State Street again.
And when you talk about 15 years of an event, that's a long time for any sort of event, so you have to feel pretty proud about that.
Yes, Don Beauchamp was the one that came up with the idea. They included me because I'm the car guy also, and we've just built it. The first year we only had 64 cars. We've gotten to the point where sometimes we had about 130 cars on the street at one time.
Wow, that's a lot. So you can expect to see all sorts of cars just from what we're seeing here today with the preview, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's all sorts of traditions.
Yeah, there's a big variety. The oldest car being the Model T here, 1917. We'll have DeLoreans, we'll have Camaros, Thunderbirds, Mustangs. I mean, you name it, we've got it.
What a fun opportunity to get so many people together, and I'm sure just the relationships you've made with other car guys here in the 608 has probably been substantial.
Yes, the biggest thing is a lot of these guys I don't get to see but once a year. And finding about, what they've done to their cars, how their families are. It's more than just cars, it's the camaraderie of everybody that has been in the show before.
Well, Cass, thank you so much for a preview today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about the Cars on State Classic Car Show, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. Again, all the action right here on State Street tomorrow. In the 608, I'm Josh Brader, News 3 Now.
You know they let him talk about the cars, but said, Josh, do not touch these cars. You understand? You know they said that.
Definitely, for sure.
Well, if you're not heading downtown to check out the cars, you might enjoy a trip to a county or state park.
There is no admission to the parks this weekend. We'll tell you the details when Live at 4 continues.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on June 6th at 5:30 p.m. to learn how the Conformis custom knee implant may be the solution to end your pain. To register for the free online talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
As summer approaches, is your house ready? Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. Call now for $1,200 off whole home insulation plus a $1,200 tax credit.
USA Insulation.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
Yo, you think Dallas' Power 4 gonna drop 30 tomorrow?
His mom made a post about going to the game.
What?
He's been averaging like 34 points a game when she's there.
Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Cash in on your sports fandom with Prize Picks.
It's Empire Today's biggest sale, the 50-50-50 sale. 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
How much was I paying a month for insulin?
$185.
$300.
$400. I never expected anyone to do something about it. But then Tammy Baldwin did.
She stood up to the drug companies and wrote a law capping the cost of insulin.
Thanks to Tammy, now it just costs $35 a month. She made a huge difference for so many of us.
She lifted a weight off all our shoulders.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Join Dr. Ashish M. Raval on June 6th at 5:30 p.m. to learn how the Conformis custom knee implant may be the solution to end your pain. To register for the free online talk, visit stoughtonhealth.com and click on Classes and Events.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
A beautiful day along the waterfront today, but those ducks are going to love the rain that's on its way tomorrow. Not too much rain and certainly not a total washout as we head for the weekend. Jacob's looking ahead to a pretty good Sunday for us. Should be a great day to enjoy the parade at Hometown Days on Sunday. Jacob?
Yeah, and this evening is going to be a very nice evening as well. Conditions will be in the 70s. We'll have some cloud cover, but we are expected to see dry conditions. And taking a look at the current temperatures right now, still in the upper 70s. And across the region, there are a few locations still hanging on to the lower 80s, but the entire area expected to drop into the middle 70s over the next few hours, and then upper 60s before midnight. Now, taking a look at the current radar, although we are seeing cloud cover, we're not seeing any precipitation, and we aren't going to see any precipitation throughout the rest of the evening, not until we get late into the night. So taking a look at your evening forecast, we are going to see plenty of cloud cover, but those temperatures, they're going to be very comfortable. Might be a little breezy at times, but when temperatures are this nice, the breeze doesn't really, if anything, the breeze helps a little bit to cool things down. So let's take a look at that rainfall forecast throughout the night. We're going to continue to see cloud cover, but the rain won't enter our area until closer to sunrise. Now, we are expected to see widespread rainfall, but it's going to be pretty light. Maybe a few pockets of moderate to heavy rain, maybe a thunderstorm or two, but certainly not any severe weather. We're mostly just talking about light rain, but the entire area is expected to see that until we get to around noon. That's when places to the west will see it come to an end. Southern and eastern areas will see the rain last a little bit longer into the afternoon, but by the evening, our entire area should be mostly dry. And when it's all said and done, we're only going to see about a ½ inch of rainfall at most. But more rain is in the forecast for Monday and Tuesday of next week. Both days we have an alert day in the forecast. I'll talk more in detail about that and give you your full weekend forecast coming up a little bit later.
Jacob, thank you. A day after a New York jury found former President Trump guilty, voters are sharing how his conviction may or may not impact what they do at the ballot box in November.
And for the presumptive GOP presidential nominee and also for President Biden, a lot is riding on what voters will do in those closely divided swing states. Opinions about the trial seem divided along party lines. No surprise there. With a tight race between former President Trump and President Biden, November's election will likely come down to 7 states or so that could swing to either candidate. Voters in those states who spoke today say the guilty verdict really doesn't change their vote.
If I could do cartwheels, that he got convicted, I would do cartwheels. I'm so ecstatic that people came through.
I'm still voting for Donald Trump. I think this whole thing has been a mockery. I'm embarrassed for our country.
Polls conducted before the verdict found only a small percentage of Trump supporters said they would reconsider their vote with a conviction. So far, new polling is limited. Here in Wisconsin, the Trump conviction could change the game plan for both presidential campaigns here in this swing state.
Political reporter Will Keneally sat down with a former Republican strategist and has more.
Well, on this week's For the Record, we sat down with Brandon Schultz, who's run a couple of statewide campaigns here in Wisconsin. He says the Trump campaign has been doing a good job with the messaging around what we've seen from the trial so far. I also asked him about the impact some of this rhetoric will have on the confidence in the legal system. Here's more.
What would it take Republicans broadly to have confidence in what happened in New York? What would that have looked like instead of what we ended up seeing?
Well, if Trump's president and they turn the tables and they take Biden or his son or whoever to trial, maybe that will kind of balance things out for him. It's hard to say how people are reacting to this because they've never before had a situation like this.
You can see more from our interview with Schultz this Sunday at 10:30 on For the Record. Hear more reaction to the Trump conviction, and we'll sit down with the newly appointed interim Dane County executive.
Well, thank you. It will be a good weekend to check out the many beautiful parks in the state, and you might save a few bucks while doing it. Dane County Parks are waiving all state park admission fees, fishing licenses, and trail passes for visitors this weekend. This also lines up with similar deals with the City of Madison Parks and the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. That means it'll be a great weekend to see the state's 50 state parks, 15 state forests, 84,000 miles of rivers and streams.
Invite everyone in the public to come out, try new things, maybe do something they haven't done before, and get to do it for free.
Most state parks and trails will be open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m.
All right, after a rough week, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closing the week very strong. In fact, it was its best day of 2024, gaining almost 575 points. The Nasdaq lost to S&P 500, gained 42.
Earlier in the newscast, we profiled some retirees settling abroad.
But the high cost of living is forcing some older Americans back into the workforce. CBS's Christian Benavides shows us how one woman went from living out her golden years to going back to the office.
All right.
This is not what 74-year-old Jeanette Campbell pictured doing when she retired from teaching 12 years ago.
Did you think that you'd be back at work?
Not at all. I thought I would be taking care of my grandchildren, traveling the world.
Instead, she's here, checking emails, making calls, and putting together promotional material for United Home Care, a nonprofit where she has a part-time job. Campbell realized she needed to go back to work when she just couldn't make ends meet.
I couldn't afford to pay my mortgage, and so I didn't want to be left out in the street homeless.
Alina Palenzuela is Campbell's boss.
We shouldn't have to find another job after we retire. But unfortunately, that is what has happened.
A survey by AARP found more than half of Americans aged 50 and older worry they won't have enough money for retirement.
A crisis in confidence.
Dira Venkat is Senior Vice President of Research at AARP.
Among adults yet to retire, 1 in 5 have absolutely no retirement savings.
The survey also found 1 in 4 working adults, 50 and older, expect to never retire, and 70% feel prices are rising faster than their income.
Why this is happening is, one, the lingering effects of inflation. The second aspect is housing. And a third that we are noticing is the rise in debt levels.
Campbell says being back at work has given her a new sense of purpose, but she doesn't see ever being able to fully retire. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Well, if you're not checking out Cars on State Street, Hometown Days, or the free parks, you might want to see what's streaming this weekend.
Movie critic Will Loper is next with 3 recommendations for your viewing pleasure.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Slow down and savor the moment with Madison Magazine. Learn why doing less does a mind and body good. Then welcome to the dinner party. Local experts set the table with tips for an unforgettable event. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now. And the winner is Madison Magazine. Proud to earn 11 Milwaukee Press Club Awards for excellence in Wisconsin journalism. And the top prize for civic journalism in this year's National City and Regional Magazine Awards.
Are you sure about this?
I got this. I watched the video online.
I'm good. I can't help you with that bruised ego, but I can help you replace this roof safely.
Let the experts at Feldco do the heavy lifting. Right now, get 30% off roofing, plus no interest for 1 year. Trust the experts and enjoy your home all season long.
30% off roofing ends Friday. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. Novartis may help you save on your prescription.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Why choose between that new deck you've been wanting and that vacation you've been dreaming about? Get both. A deck that outlasts wood 3 to 1 and up to a 7-day vacation on one of the top cruise lines or at one of our hundreds of resorts with no blackout date restrictions. Call now or visit the website for your new deck today.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
New at 5, experts break down the unprecedented verdict from former President Donald Trump's trial. We look at how this could impact the coming election in the battleground state of Wisconsin.
We know parts of southern Wisconsin have been dealing with significant severe weather and heavy rainfall with alert day conditions, unfortunately, in the forecast for Monday and Tuesday. The latest details coming up at 5.
And ahead at 6, we learn more about one of the teens killed in a crash on Memorial Day through the eyes of those who knew her best. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. If you're looking to stay inside this weekend, it might be a good time to check out the new movies available for streaming.
And Will Loper has some suggestions that range from the Muppets to a rowing team that attempted to compete in the Olympics.
There's so many. From a very early age, he had the feeling that he was here for a purpose.
See the story of the man behind Kermit, Sesame Street, and more in the documentary Jim Henson Idea Man, newly streaming on Disney+.
It was my mother's coat and a ping pong ball. That's how it all started. He had so many ideas and so many things he wanted to do. His inner life must have been sparkling.
Ron Howard directs the film that takes a look at the life and achievements of the legendary puppeteer.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks.
There's this girl at the orphanage.
think that she really needs someone to look out for her.
If you're in the mood for something a little scarier, check out The First Omen, newly streaming on Hulu.
You must be very careful, Margaret. Bad things will start to happen around her. Evil things.
8-man crew is the most difficult team sport in the world. The average human body is just not meant for such things.
And watch George Clooney's latest directorial effort, The Boys in the Boat, streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
Washington Huskies coach is bringing an inexperienced boat to the competition.
They said we couldn't compete with the richest schools in the nation.
The Washington boat has taken the lead. Washington has done it!
The biographical sports film follows the University of Washington rowing team attempt to compete in the 1936 Summer Olympics.
Hey, if you guys don't get yourselves figured out, you're not racing at all.
The boys, that boat. Sorry, guy.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Now, Susan will be back in the coming days. She loved The Boys in the Boat. Her son rowed for the Badgers. He was on the crew team. They saw it together and said it was incredible.
Good things to say.
Highly recommend that. Okay. You probably don't remember the Muppets too much, do you?
I watched them, definitely.
Young.
A little young, but I did watch a lot of it.
Jim Henson's was a brilliant guy. He passed away way too young, but he made the Muppets.
Yes.
That also would be very interesting to watch.
For sure.
All right, bikers are on our roads in Dane County really all year round, right? But the traffic really picks up this time of year.
That means it's a good time to get a safety tip from the experts at UW Health. We have some helmet safety reminders when Live at 4 returns.
Imagine having a Medicare Advantage plan that can help cover costs for dental services or even groceries. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is offering special benefits called Essential Extras, available for Medicare Advantage plan members. If you're new to Medicare, have Medicaid, or recently moved, you could be eligible to enroll today. Unsure if you're eligible? Our licensed insurance agents can help. Just call the number on your screen today. Medicare Advantage plans cover everything in original Medicare Parts A and B while offering coverage for additional benefits. With Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Medicare Advantage plans, you could get no-cost essential extras you might not expect. These plans may include allowances for dental, vision, hearing, assistive devices, or even money for healthy groceries. That's not all, though. You could also get an allowance to help pay for utility costs like gas, electric, water, or sewer. It can even be used towards internet and cellular providers. Explore 2024 Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Medicare Advantage plans with essential extras in your zip code by calling today. If you're new to Medicare, have Medicaid, or recently moved, you could be eligible. Essential extras could even include transportation to plan-approved destinations. But you won't get a plan with additional benefits automatically. You have to call to see if you're eligible to enroll. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is proud to offer these special no-cost Medicare Advantage plan benefits that help provide comfort and convenience to make everyday life easier. Don't miss out. Call Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield today to explore 2024 Medicare Advantage plans with essential extras. If you're new to Medicare, on Medicaid, or recently moved, you could be eligible.
Call 800-694-1143. 800-694-1143. That's 800-694-1143.
Another year of yo-yo dieting? Not this year. Hit reset and make a permanent change with permanent fat removal by Sono Bello.
With Sono Bello, day one, all my unwanted body fat gone.
These are my favorite pair of jeans that I couldn't even button up.
Look how flat my stomach is. I couldn't believe it was just gone.
I saw the results immediately.
And this is the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
Real women everywhere are transforming their bodies permanently. Sono Bello is not a fad diet or boot camp workout. It's a simple, proven way to remove stubborn body fat permanently and in just one visit.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
If you are looking for physical results and positive emotional results, please run, don't walk to your nearest Sono Bello.
Ready to hit reset? Find out how you can save $250 off instantly. Call now or go to sonobello.com.
All right, there's a live look at Vegas. There you go. Got the Venetian, I think, the The what do they call the wheel there?
I'm not sure what they call it.
The rolling something. I can't remember. I didn't go on it when I was there.
But it's hot there.
100 degrees, excessive heat warning for this week. Next Thursday, it's in 110 in Vegas. Pretty typical this time of the year.
Wearing a helmet while cycling is associated with 70% lower risks of serious injuries and crashes.
But almost 80% of the adult population, they don't wear a helmet on a bike. And earlier today, we spoke to Dr. Ben Gillespie, medical director at UW Health's Rehabilitation Hospital, about the importance of wearing those helmets. Well, Dr. Gillespie, thanks for being with us. Obviously, in your job, you see a lot of injuries from bike helmets. What are some of the most common injuries you see?
We see any range from people with a mild traumatic brain injury, the concussion, to in the hospital, especially at UW Rehab Hospital, the more severe brain injuries, including bleeds and skull fractures, and people with significant physical and mental challenges from even a slight blow to the head.
Obviously, a lot of different options of what can happen in some of these injuries, but what are some of the long-term impacts it can have on people when they get into some type of collision?
Yeah, I mean, there could be long-term impacts, even from what appears to be a mild fall to the ground. You could have an intracranial bleed and a fracture, which could result in significant physical weakness, cognitive impairment, difficulty with memory, chronic pain, difficulty walking. The list goes on. And it again underscores the importance of how important it is to wear a helmet to reduce the risk of prolonged hospitalization, severe injury, and even death.
What do you think it is why people resist wearing helmets? It seems so basic. I don't know if it's generational. Maybe kids growing up nowadays will be, trained better. People that were kids in my generation, maybe we didn't wear helmets as much. Why don't they wear helmets?
I think everyone. I think there's some degree of mentality that it won't happen to me, or people just don't. I've even heard people don't like how it messes up their hair. It's not a problem for me, but. I think it goes. I've heard all of the excuses, but I've also seen all the outcomes in the clinic and the hospital of how bad it can be if you just fall and hit your head, even on a short bike ride. You see it in kids and adults, and I want to just if having something on the news or just talking with you guys and getting the message out there prevents one person from significantly impacting their life, their family's life, severely injuring a family member or children, and even dying, it's all worth it. All the effort's worth it.
How do you know that your helmet is fitting you properly to make sure it can protect you?
I always tell people, go see the experts. I wouldn't be the one to give you advice on how to properly fit your helmet. I'd say go to some of the local stores, local bike shops. UW also has a clinic in their lobby of AmFam Children's that has appointment-only options for people to come in and be fitted for a helmet, and make sure that no matter what you're wearing a helmet for, whether it's for riding a bike or playing a sport, make sure that you get the properly fitted helmet, right size, right age, and then have it evaluated on a regular basis to make sure that you're not outgrowing it. And even if one important thing is, if you do damage your helmet, you need to get a new helmet, because the integrity of the helmet has been compromised and it might not be effective anymore.
Do you think it's one of those things, when you were just describing a lot of your colleagues see these accidents, what are the patients saying to you when you talk to them, that they wish they did these things? What is it like in those situations?
Yeah, and you see it even from the mild injury in the concussion clinic. You see people who have significantly impacted quality of life for several months to even several years later. And it could be a simple, I went down the road to get something from the store and my bike tire turned and I hit my head on the ground and I've never been the same. And I didn't think I needed to wear a helmet because it was just a block down the street.
It seems I'm sorry. I was just going to say, it seems so obvious, but it's such an important reminder for folks, and it's a small investment to offer a lot of protection.
Yeah, and I would also add that I see a lot of children riding with their parents who are not wearing helmets with the kids who are wearing helmets. This applies to kids and adults. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you won't get a concussion. So put a helmet on. Your family and everyone around you will thank you for it, and your life will hopefully be safer as a result.
That's right. Set a great example for those kids out there, for those parents. Dr. Gillespie, thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Like I said, important reminder, and a small investment goes a long way. Thanks for joining us, and have a great weekend.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, no doubt you'll need to watch for bikers out there this weekend, especially on Sunday. Pretty solid for these first few days of June. A little rain, though, tomorrow. Jacob's back at Hometown Days in Verona.
Yeah, as I've been talking about throughout the evening, we are going to see very nice conditions during the evening hours. So I would advise everyone to possibly get outside and enjoy it, because although it's going to be nice over the weekend, we do have an alert day in the forecast. Now, taking a look at the 3 things you need to know, we are expecting some rain for Saturday. Good thing is that it mostly will be for the first half of the day. And then 80 degrees is in the forecast for Sunday before we have that alert day on Monday. So once again, looking at the current radar, it is dry, and it's going to remain dry throughout the evening. Maybe a very light sprinkle for some parts of our area, but most of the rain will hold off until we get closer to sunrise tomorrow. So let's take a look at that rainfall forecast. We are going to see widespread light rain throughout Saturday morning. Not going to be very heavy, but most of our area will see the rainfall. Could see a few pockets of heavy rain, but for the most part, we're looking at light to moderate showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, certainly not any severe weather. And this will clear out around noon for some areas. Places east of Madison may see that rain last just a little bit longer, and also could be a little bit heavier as we get into the early afternoon. Still seeing moderate level rainfall, but overall, the closer you get to Lake Michigan, that's where the heaviest rain will be. Our area should be only seeing light rain, and our entire region will be dry by the time we get to the evening hours. Overall precipitation will only be about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch at most. Not going to be a huge deal, but it will likely impact any outdoor plans that you may have had for the morning hours on Saturday. But taking a look at the forecast for Monday and Tuesday, we do have the alert day. This is for all of southern Wisconsin for the possibility of strong to severe storms. Right now, we don't have a very clear picture as to which parts of southern Wisconsin will see the best chance of severe weather, but overall, the entire area is expected to see the severe weather Monday and Tuesday. So taking a look at that forecast, we are going to see rain possibly early and often on Monday. So the rainfall early in the day on Monday may actually prevent severe weather from forming during the evening, but we still are expecting some storms to produce strong to severe conditions during the afternoon and evening on Monday before it clears out late in the night. But then we have another round of precipitation on Tuesday. Now, the thing with Tuesday is that we are going to see dry conditions early with the storms later in the day. Cooler temperatures, though, are expected by the time we get to next weekend. Still going to be warm for the first half of next week.
Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Hanson's knows that your home is a place of comfort and protection. That's why our durable, energy-efficient, and weather-resistant windows, roofing, siding, and gutters, as well as our bathtubs and showers, are guaranteed. With over 30 years experience and thousands of 5-star reviews, we're your trusted home improvement expert. Get 60% off installation or enjoy no interest and no payments for 2 years.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
Want to instantly look more attractive and years younger? The solution is whiter teeth. But you love coffee and tea, maybe even wine or smoking. It's time you discovered Power Swabs.
The first time I tried it, my husband was so excited. And he said, I can't believe how white your teeth are. From that point on, I've been sold.
Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first application. After 5-minute daily treatments for the next week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter. Call this Memorial Day to receive 50% off.
In a Class 3 casino, you're playing against the house, so there's no guarantee a player has to win, ever. And in a Class 2 casino, the players play against each other, and not the house. So someone always wins.
So you're saying... He's saying if you want to win at something, you have to go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, a Class 2 casino where someone has to win.
How about this then?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
The First Warn Weather Team continues to track an active weather period ahead, including alert day conditions expected Monday and Tuesday.
And experts break down the unprecedented verdict from former President Trump's trial, how this could impact the November election. That's coming up next.
Start your evening with News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward, uncovering the stories and getting to the heart of events and issues that matter here. And when bad weather is on the way, we warn you first. News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward, weeknights.
All right, take a look at this. Looking for some heroes on the water? We have them. A U.S. Coast Guard station, Grand Haven, this is Michigan, and U.S. Coast Guard Air Station, Traverse City, performed a daring rescue. This is 25 miles off Grand Haven on Memorial Day with help of the U.S. Coast Guard Sector Lake Michigan Command Center. Over in Milwaukee, across the lake, the rescue team saved a man from a sinking sailboat moments before the vessel sank into 300 feet of water. And take a look at this, because it is Catherine's final day with us at Channel 3 after 2 years. We will miss you, but you are a great member of our team. It was quick 2 years, but when you're good sometimes, you move on to better things, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. I'm going over to the CBS affiliate in Milwaukee, and so I'm so grateful, like you said, for the past 2 years, getting to know this incredible community. And I wanted to say a special thank you to anyone who ever took the time to talk to me on their best or worst day and trusted me to tell their story here on the news. I know it can be incredibly difficult, and so I'm excited to continue to, tell you these exciting stories of the dairy, America's Dairy.
You're nervous.
I'm nervous.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
You haven't been nervous until today.
I'm nervous about what's next, honestly.
You get to go work for a Channel 3 alum, Jessie Garcia, the news director over there, a Madisonian. She'll be great to work with over there.
Yeah.
So you've been a great part of the team.
It's still CBS, so some of my stories will still be aired.
And you'll probably be in Madison, covering some Madison stories from time to time. So,
yeah.
Well, you've been a great member of the team. Best of luck to you in your new adventure.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Festa Italia, June 1st and 2nd in the Key Farms Park in Fitchburg. A celebration of Italian food, culture, and fun. Live music, cultural exhibits, children's entertainers, and a pasta eating contest. Festa Italia, 2 days of live music, fun, and Italian food.
Nobody wants to put a new roof over their head. It's too expensive. And if they can extend the life of that roof and get 5 more years or 10 more years, it's a no-brainer.
What RoofMax does is it helps people in that they don't have to spend that $15,000, $20,000 on a new roof. They can spend pennies on the dollar.
The RoofMax product was a small percentage of cost of replacing a roof.
This is a great financial decision for us as a community.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
We're a really busy family of 6 and moving into a new house, and Empire made it really easy.
They brought samples to our house, quality products, and installation on our schedule.
And we're really happy with everything.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Cash in on the basketball action with Prize Picks. Pick more or less on 2 or more players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Playoff time is your time. Squad up with the millions of Prize Picks members across the country who are turning up for every big moment. Use code TV during the playoffs for a first deposit match up to $100.
Watch the game change, yeah.
Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app.
Save during the big Hy-Vee brand sale. 3 days only, this Friday through Sunday. Hy-Vee large eggs, just $1.49. Hy-Vee waffles, just $1.48. Hy-Vee bacon, just $3.98. Party size Hy-Vee chips, just $1.98. Hy-Vee peanut butter, just $1.68. And Hy-Vee coffee, just $3.48. Don't miss the big Hy-Vee brand sale. 3 days only, this Friday through Sunday.
Festa Italia, June 1st and 2nd in the Key Farms Park in Fitchburg. Music performances on a concert stage by Joe Scalisi, John Messino Band, Purple Veins, Jerry DiMaggio, and VO5. Festa Italia, 2 days of live music, fun, and Italian food.
Well, stay with us for News 3 Now at 5. We'll tell you how some Wisconsin students ended up performing with a legendary rock band. And we thank you for joining us on Live at 4. We hope to see you right back here on Monday. News 3 Now at 5 starts now.